Hey folks, this is Rhykker. Let's talk about Diablo 4, Diablo 3, possible Diablo 3 expansion, whether Diablo 4 is gonna happen, whether Diablo 3 is dying. Let's talk about all that and basically the happenings that have occurred in the past couple weeks that basically give some fuel to a speculation on all these topics. And we're gonna start by talking about Diablo 3, and we'll finish by talking about the possible Diablo 4. But basically, there's a lot of stuff that's happened. People have been shifting teams. People have been leaving Blizzard. People have been posting job openings for Diablo projects. So let's analyze everything that's going on. And this is a continuation of discussions we've previously had. You'll find those linked sporadically around here, but let's start with the recent news. 3 people have left the Diablo 3 team. And we're going to start with the most significant, Leonard Boyarsky, lead world designer. Now, he was on the Diablo project from 2006 to 2016. As of April 2016, he left Blizzard officially, and he is now with Obsidian Entertainment, another game developer. And you know Boyarsky from Boyarsky's Chip. If you didn't already know him, the legendary gem that does thorns damage, Boyarsky's Chip, named after Leonard Boyarsky, as Blizzard likes to, kind of have fun with item names and name them after developers and that kind of stuff. But what does that mean? What does it mean that Diablo 3 has now lost its lead world designer? I mean, it can mean a number of things, but to me what makes most sense is that Diablo 3 doesn't really need a lead world designer anymore. Diablo 3 is entering maintenance mode, and this is the picture that we're going to be painting here. Feel free to interpret all the evidence as you want to, and do give your opinion, but the way I'm seeing things, I feel as though Diablo 3 is entering maintenance mode, that we're not going to be seeing new worlds anymore. No more new, areas like the ruins of Saruhan. So why do you need a world designer if you're not designing new areas of the game world? The lead world designer is there to oversee that the vision is being propagated forward with new areas. No new areas, no need for a lead world designer anymore. It should also be noted that since it was from 2006 to 2016, again, that's 10 years on the Diablo 3 project, he saw Diablo 3 from Vanilla to Reaper of Souls. If you're getting another expansion, are you going to go with a new lead world designer, or are you going to continue with Boyarsky? Again, interpret that as you want. To me, it seems more like we're not getting another expansion, we're not getting new worlds. Boyarsky has left Blizzard. Of course, we could see a new world designer emerge. That's entirely possible. But we're not seeing any job postings for that, and we've not heard any news of anyone stepping up to the plate in that regard. That said, who knows? That's one of the names. Second name, Don Vu. You know Don Vu from the Dovu energy trap, that amulet that unfortunately no one really uses, but it was a neat little amulet. And he was a designer on Diablo 3. Basically, he was on the team since 2012, I want to say. 2008, he was on the D3 team in a lesser role, and then kind of got a promotion, upward movement. And in 2012, he was a designer, and some of his responsibilities included the Crusader, Monk, and Wizard class design for those classes. Now, there's no one individual responsible for any class in this game. It's always a group effort, it's always a collaborative project, but the fact that he's listed as 3 classes suggests that he at least had some significant hand in the design and development of these classes through to, I guess now, April 2016 is when he officially was moved from the Diablo team, or removed rather, because he's still with Blizzard, but he's now on the World of Warcraft team for the upcoming expansion Legion. And that actually happened in December 2015, is when he officially started on Legion. He officially left Diablo 3 this April. Of course, these, 5-6 months likely were some transitionary phase, and was probably fading away from the Diablo team. And we'll get more on that as we cover the next person here who left, John Yang. Now, John Yang's story is the same as Don Vu's. He's still with Blizzard, but moved over to World of Warcraft Legion. John Yang was an associate game designer, and you know him from Yang's Recurve, the Demon Hunter bow, as well as the hexing pants of Mr. Yan. A little less obvious, but still named after him. I actually used to think that John Yang was one of the Diablo 3 lead developers. It seems I was mistaken about that. He was an associate game designer, but he's been one of the more outspoken developers on Diablo 3, and really communicated a lot with the community via Twitter and social media, and other podcasts or what have you. And he seemed to really have a pulse on the community, particularly the high-level community. I can use the term hardcore in the sense of people that really live and breathe Diablo. And again, he really seemed to have a good idea for a good mind for tuning, for developing new items, and for really just getting what players wanted, what the hardcore players wanted. And I'm using, again, hardcore, like hardcore versus casual. And I'm not using casual in a derogatory sense. I've, for a long time now, been a much more casual Diablo 3 player. So it's quite a blow to the team to lose him. And again, a lot of what he did was design and implement legendary items, sets. He was also responsible for Barbarian, Demon Hunter, and Witch Doctor throughout Reaper of Souls. He's only been with Blizzard since 2011, but nonetheless, he seems to have really kind of, I guess, risen quickly, or at least from the community's point of view, been a very valued asset to the Diablo 3 team. So, and again, he was transitioning as of November 2015, so right after BlizzCon, he was going over to World of Warcraft Legion. Losing John Yang is significant to the Diablo 3 team, and all of these three losses together, again, seem to paint this picture towards Diablo 3 entering maintenance mode. What I'm seeing right now, I'm expecting to not see new items coming to Diablo 3. I'm not expecting to see any new big changes. I expect the next seasons to basically be about just fine-tuning numbers here and there. Every patch, maybe a different set will be buffed so that you can mix up the meta a little bit. But, no significant changes to mechanics, just, numerical buffs, probably not nerfs, numerical buffs here and there, as we're seeing with 241, largely. There's a lot more coming to 241 than that, but we're not seeing a ton of new items. We are seeing a ton of cosmetics, though. A lot of cosmetic items, for instance, and when I saw that, my impression is, okay, these were developed by the art team in the past, and were going to be attributed to new items at some point. But now that there's going to be no more new items added to the game, well, we already have all these art assets developed. Instead of making them go to waste, let's release them as transmogs, as cosmetics. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, I guess, but that seems to be what is the picture that's being painted here. Diablo 3 going into maintenance mode, and what's to come then? Again, is there going to be an expansion? Some people are insistent. Blizzard said there will be 2 expansions. Not quite. What the misinformation here is that there was a leaked product slate from years ago that showed that at some point Blizzard had plans for 2 Diablo 3 expansions, unnamed at the time. But just because Blizzard had plans to do that at some point years ago doesn't mean that we are guaranteed 2 expansions. It's going to depend on how things are going, how well Diablo 3 is going, how well sales are, how well the community is going, whether or not Blizzard decides to focus its efforts elsewhere. And I think that's what happened. The good news, this is most definitely not the death of the Diablo franchise. By no means, because we have a lot of job openings for a Diablo-related project. We don't know if it's an expansion, we don't know if it's Diablo 4. All evidence points towards it not being an expansion, however. So it seems like we likely won't be getting an expansion, but we will be getting a new Diablo game. They haven't stated it's Diablo 4, but what else can it be? Call it Diablo 4, call it World of Diablocraft, who knows what it'll be, but we've spoken about this in the past. There have now been even more job openings, again, for this unannounced project in the Diablo universe. There are currently 4 job postings. We've got software engineer, graphics, we've got senior character artist, we have senior concept artist, and we have senior visual effects artist. Now here's the interesting thing. If you paid attention to our last video on the matter, you're going to be asking yourself, hey, what about that senior lighting artist position? Why didn't you mention that one, Rhykker? Get your facts straight, Rhykker. The position has disappeared. It's not there anymore. Does this mean they've already made the hire? If so, that's good news. It means things are progressing. Again, there were positions, it was summer 2015, that there was, I think it was a lead artist position that went up, and that's not there anymore. So they're making hires, they got their lead artist, now they're getting more people onto the art team. Again, all these positions suggest a very early stage of development. In fact, it's even possible that the game engine has yet to be developed, because the software engineer graphics position, one of the responsibilities is design and implementation of new graphics functionality. The description reads, they want an engineer to help us with our graphics engine. In this role, you'll be authoring new rendering and animation features and systems. So, this could just mean working with an existing engine, or it could mean helping develop a new engine. Regardless of the case, again, this all suggests very early development, so it'll be a while before we see this new project release, and it's even possible it might be a long time before we have it revealed. We know now that BlizzCon 2016 is happening November 4th and 5th. There was a rumor that a community manager said that at next BlizzCon 2016, Diablo fans would lose their shit. Just a rumor, and the way things are looking right now, I don't know that this next project is going to be in a state that's ready to be revealed yet. If it is, it'll likely just be, hey, this is our project, we got nothing to show you, but this is what we're working on. Something's happening in Diablo. Have faith, guys. Like, that's the most that I could hope for right now. Of course, it'd be awesome to get some bigger news in the Diablo world, because if it's not that, there's really not much else that we're likely to see revealed at BlizzCon Diablo-wise. But we'll just have to wait and see. And I want your opinion, guys. What do you think about all this? What do you think is going to happen with Diablo 3? Are we entering maintenance mode? Will there be an expansion? What is this new project? Oh, and guys, we keep getting comments on that video where the last time we spoke about these new job postings, people keep posting comments like, oh, it's probably just Overwatch or Heroes of the Storm. And guys, like, it's very specifically a Diablo project. Like, everywhere, it's like listed under Diablo. It says Diablo Universe. It mentions the name Diablo multiple times in the thing. Like, it's not Overwatch. It's something Diablo. Something Diablo is coming, guys. Something Diablo is coming, unless, of course, it would get cancelled or something, which is possible. You know, Blizzard Titan, for instance, a Blizzard project that was in the works for years and ended up getting cancelled. StarCraft Ghost actually made it quite deep into the development cycle before it got cancelled or put on the shelf indefinitely. Warcraft Adventures, I think it was called, the old point and click. Again, this is going over a decade ago, maybe 15 years ago. That was cancelled. So Blizzard does cancel projects, but you know, obviously at this point, it's looking positive for Diablo. We might have to wait a little while, but let's see what we have in store and give us some thoughts, guys. What do you think is happening? That wraps up this video. Thanks for watching. Check out these other videos and subscribe to join Rhykker's Raiders to stay informed on the happenings in the world of Diablo and miscellaneous Blizzard stuff.
And use nothing.